You've heard the expression, many happy returns. This is a story about one unhappy return from last night's CFL game in Winnipeg.
He's loose with an open road down the sidelines, away from Medlock, and he has his second return touchdown. Hold on.
A penalty on the kick return cost the Argos some much-needed points, but if it stood, the touchdown would have also been worth $1 million for the lucky entrant in a broadcast promotion. It's a promotion called Touchdown to Win. If two kickoffs are returned for a TD in the same game, the person whose name was drawn before the game gets $1 million. The Argos consoled the player who didn't get the major, but what about the woman who didn't get that payoff? Her name is Karen Kuldys, and she's been offered a consolation prize by the league and its sponsors. And Karen joins me now from Winnipeg. So Karen, oh, you were so close to winning $1 million. You missed out, but barely. So many people in the country are rooting for you today. There's even a hashtag on Twitter with your name. How does that make you feel?
That makes me feel, oh my God, thank you, Canada, for rallying for me. It's awesome.
And you're quite emotional about it, aren't you, to see all this support?
Well, yeah, it's been a roller coaster all day. I'm totally exhausted. I don't even think I slept last night, and I was up at 4:30 for work this morning, and it's been up and down, up and down.
Oh, boy.
To think I was so close to $1 million.
Wow. And so what was work like today? What were you thinking about?
I was in a daze all day. My co-workers are wonderful. They helped me get through the day, and yeah, I had phone calls all day, and yeah, it's been pretty surreal.
I bet. Okay, so I understand now that the CFL Commissioner, Randy Ambrosie, has spoken to you. Tell us what he said to you, and what do you think about that?
Well, he said on behalf of the CFL and Sobeys and Safeway, my family of four will go to the Grey Cup in Ottawa, and 2 years of season tickets, and free groceries for a year from Safeway Sobey, and it's like awesome. But still, it's not $1 million.
It's not $1 million.
Not to sound greedy, but it's not $1 million.
No, I don't think you sound greedy at all. You were so close. So can you take us through that moment when you thought you had won $1 million and then you realized it was gone?
No, I didn't even think I won $1 million. I was in the kitchen cleaning up after supper, and my daughter yelled, Mom, a touchdown. So I ran into the living room. Yeah, right on. Oh, I can't believe it. Bomber's got a touchdown right off the first kick of the game. That's awesome. So I went back doing my dishes, and then the phone rang, and it was my son. And he said that his mother-in-law just called him, Karen won something. So I just assumed that it was something like a watch or pots and pans or whatever it may be, you know. And then all of a sudden they showed it that it was a $25,000 entertainment package. It was like, oh my God. So then my husband Googled it, and we don't really know that. Well, he told me, like, you know, no, you do. If they do it again, you win $1 million. I said, no, I don't believe you. So then I don't really believe him. And then as Jackson was running down the field, my husband started, Karen, if he gets his touchdown, and even before I could finish his telling me this, they went, oh my God, there's a flag. And then all of a sudden one of the commentators said that was like $1 million bad call. And then I realized my husband was right. I did have a chance to win $1 million. I would have been jumping up and down, but I didn't believe him. I didn't think he knew what he was talking about.
So then you lost it. So then how did you feel?
It was my husband was pretty upset. It kind of just didn't really hit me, like thinking, I don't even think he's right. But then they kept saying my name, and I guess he was right. They kept saying, oh, poor Karen Kuldys, what about Karen, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, so then it started to hit me, and then the phone started ringing, and my friends started calling, and family started calling, and yeah, it was pretty awesome.
And so was your husband was upset because a lot of people felt like it was a bad call, right? That
oh no, and even I knew it was a bad call when I saw it. I'm not even like I'm a professional fan. Like I'm more like an armchair fan. I go to the game for the fun of it and cheer on the Bombers like a true Winnipegger would. Yeah, so he was pretty upset because he's an avid CFL fan, and he knows the rules. I don't know the rules. I even could tell that it wasn't a bad play or a flag play. The linesman threw the flag.
So if you had, I don't mean to, you know, make you go through this, but if you had won $1 million, what would you, what would you,
Well,
this almost feels like unfair to ask you this, but how would you have used it?
No, my first thought, like, if I would have won the $1 million, my daughter's due back to work after maternity leave, and she didn't quite make it for the 18 months. They changed the rule on that. So first thing I thought was, my daughter's going to stay home with baby until she goes to school. That was my very first thought.
Well, that is a nice thought. So what do you make of, you know, the CFL, they issued this update. So besides that $25,000 home theater package, you know, I think you're getting also, are you getting 500,000 air miles or something like that? I know,
I just found that out from a lady here at CBC. Yeah, that's worth $50,000, 500,000 air miles, she told me.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That's awesome. Because I'm an avid air miler, like I collect air miles, I redeem them. Yeah, I'm big time into air miles.
All right, well, you know what, Karen, it was nice to talk to you. It's nice to see that you're kind of taking this in stride.
But I think when I go home, I think I'm just probably going to sit down and have a big old cry. No, I think I really will, because the emotions are going up and down. What else do you do? You either laugh or cry. So I think I'm going to go home and have a good cry, and then I'll feel better tomorrow.
You know what? I think that sounds like a good plan. Maybe a hot bath and a good long cry.
Yeah.
All right.
It'll be like a sad one and a happy one.
Okay. Well, Karen, it was a pleasure meeting you and talking to you. Thanks very much.
Okay, thank you.
Karen Kuldys in Winnipeg.